Well, good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming on the call. It's going to be an exciting call. You will learn a lot. I wanted to introduce one of the founders of CT the ones that taught me how to invest. Everything I learned and do is from them. So they're a great set of investors. They both invest themselves. So and they have a great program for you tonight. And I want to introduce Linda Baumgarten.
Thanks, Nicole. And for Nicole is our face of CT RIA. She's usually the first contact when you call in our phone number. Nicole's there, or if you do a chat online on ctria.com, Nicole's there to answer questions. And she abandoned us in Connecticut and moved to Florida, but that just shows the power of technology these days. You can do everything from anywhere. So, tonight I really want to just talk to you about why a coach, why you might want to have a coach. So I want you to imagine or think back, remember whether when you had a coach, or maybe one of your children had a coach, or maybe you had a mentor, maybe there was a teacher that you really looked up to. Think back on that. And what did they do for you? Did they give you confidence? Did they provide correction for you? Did they provide advice for you? Did you accelerate your growth because you had a mentor? Just think about that. A football coach, baseball coach. I had a field hockey coach, and believe me, I was not an athlete, but she turned me into one. So just think back on that, and that's really what we're going to be talking about today. Well, and one thing that's always fascinated me is the coaches that we have. You've got players that are getting paid millions and millions of dollars, and yet they look up, or in this case look down, to their coach. So here's LeBron James. He has a really special relationship with Coach Lou, and of course, they won the championship against all odds. They really pulled it out at the very last second. And then, who wouldn't remember the Super Bowl this year? I mean, most people turned off the TV except for to watch the commercials. They gave up. They started driving home. In the third quarter, they were down 25-3, and then somehow they tied the game at the last second and then won in overtime. Just incredible comeback. And that's really due to this incredible relationship between the quarterback and the coach. Now, I don't know if you watch much of UConn women's basketball, but this year, usually UConn women, they're winning by 30 and 40 points. But on February 18th of this year, they only won by 3 points. 3 points. That was incredible. First time all season, probably first time in a couple of years where they've been that close, and somehow they pulled it out. How come? Because of this guy, Gino Auriemma. And look at his players, so much taller than he is. And yet, no matter who he puts into the lineup, he can get them to pull out championships. That's what a coach or a mentor can do. And that's what we say that we can do for you in your real estate investing career. So let's take a look at it. Why would you want to have a coach? So one startling fact, because I fly a lot, is that a plane is off course 90% of the time. 90%. When a plane flies from London to New York, it is off course at least 90% of the time. Scary. But it still arrives on time and at the correct destination because of continuous course correction, responding to feedback from the navigation systems. And that's what a coach can do for you. As coaches, we give you feedback so that you can stay on track to your goals. We remind you that you have those goals, even when you get discouraged, even when you have some setbacks. We remind you of those goals, and we keep you focused on accomplishing them. We provide a safety net. We look at your deals and we say, yep, do this one. Nah, this one I don't know that I would do. So we provide that safety net to help you out. Also, we give you confidence. We hear this over and over and over again, that we give you confidence so that you can make offers, and a lot more offers than you would have before you came to us. You have someone to be accountable to. It's nice to say, every year we all say, I'm going to lose whatever amount of weight we're going to lose. But if you, in the scene over and over and over again, if you are accountable to someone, you are a lot more likely to be successful than when you're trying to do it on your own. So in class and throughout the year, we talk to you a lot, and you get to be accountable to us. And plus, we fast-track your education because you can lean on your coach's experience, credibility, and contacts. So let me introduce you to your coaches. So first of all, there's me. Before I came into real estate, I had sold $3 million of health insurance, one family at a time, by mastering marketing and sales processing. I was known as the Donald Trump of Waterbury because of all the real estate that I was purchasing, and I was one of the founders here at the Connecticut Real Estate Investors Association. More importantly to me and to the other coaches is that we have the most successful students than any other coaching program that I know of. In other words, if you come into our program, you have a very high likelihood of being very, very successful in real estate. And we also want to introduce you to the other two coaches, Joanne and Lou. And they became my mentors. You know, I had flown all over the country to learn this business. I had invested $10,000 here, $15,000 here, $4,000 there, $4,000 there. And then I finally realized that these guys were sitting right here in my own backyard. And they did the same thing. They traveled back and forth to Boston, back and forth to Boston, back and forth to Boston, because there's nobody here locally. And they learned the system, and they learned how to do it, and they learned a lot of no money down strategies and negotiations, as well as rehabbing along the way. So now they spend their summers boating and their winter skiing. And these are just some of the properties that they've purchased over the years. All of these are single families, multifamily, 40-unit complexes, an office building. They even wholesaled a shopping center a couple years back. And all these deals were none of their own money, and they provided residual income so that they could have the freedom of life that you and I strive for. Over the years, CT RIA, I was honored to be awarded the Woman of Fire Award by the Commercial Record for finance, insurance, and real estate. CT RIA has been awarded awards from the Commercial Record, and the Commercial Record covers all of the economic transactions in New England. So it's a really big deal that they appreciate us, and that we've been nominated by our peers. We've also been on all kinds of media, as you can tell there. But more importantly, what can we do for you? What can we do for you? So I wanted to share with you this video of a coach, one of our coaches, Lou, surveying a house. So one of the benefits of the Platinum Student Program is that we will walk through one of your projects. So if you find a house you want to invest in, we'll either walk through it physically or we'll do it over the internet. And so I want to share with you one of those things. And then we also take the classroom out as a group on a tour of a house like that. So let me switch over here gears, and I'm going to show this video here.
The back entrance door needs a steel insulated door, 9 light, and that's going to run you about $500. But yeah, so whether you're going to side this or paint it, either way, it's going to cost you between between $8,000 and $10,000 for the exterior. And the interior, the front exterior door can be reused. I would put a piece of glass in it where somebody put a piece of plywood. But it's a really nice door, traditional to the house. Floor of this two-family in Wethersfield, Connecticut. This is going to be a building survey. In the living room, I also observe all new windows in here, replacement windows. The radiators are cast iron, and they're probably good because it's a single-line system. We're coming into the living room off the kitchen. Ceiling's in good shape, needs to be painted. Now we're in the bathroom of the first floor. The bathroom really looks good. You could get away by repairing this tub. If I were to do it, I would replace the tub with a new tub and retile the top of it. We're in one of the bedrooms. It's a small room. Again, same thing, cast iron radiator. You got a vent, you got one line, steam heat, new replacement window. All the trim over here is door's got to be caulked in and painted, and a new light fixture. And a new laminate floor. This floor is wasted. Bedroom number 2 on the first floor. Again, replacement windows. Again, cast iron, single line radiator. Needs to be cleaned and painted. Again, you got a closet here, and that means that this is the bedroom. Countertops are good, the sink's good, the faucet's good, the exhaust hood is good. We need a stove. Over here they have a hookup for a dryer and a washer, stackable. Which is kind of a dynamic kitchen. We got a dishwasher here, stainless steel. We got gooseneck faucets. I would probably paint these cabinets a nice high gloss white. I wouldn't even change the hardware. Countertops are in good shape. But it extends over the porch with this is a full dining area or a breakfast nook with really nice slider vinyl thermal insulated windows, which is beautiful. We're going to go into the attic now. All right. So if you're not going to use this for yourself as an owner, then you would just put a deadbolt on that bottom attic door, and you'd be done up here. Otherwise, you're going to use it for yourself. You're probably going to spend a couple $1,000 up here. Okay, so we're going to go in the basement. This is the entrance that goes directly from outside to the basement. Okay, so we're now in the basement. I'm looking. They have a gas-fired, probably 40-gallon electric gas water heater. We have a boiler here. Really nice. It's steam heat, and the reason I know it's steam heat, it's got a looking glass here. And this is another really nice boiler, and this would be the boiler for the second floor. So both of these furnaces have the pilot light on, and because it has the pilot light on, that means that 99% chance that both of these furnaces are going to be good. As you'll notice, we've got some rot and some leakage that happened here, and that's going to have to be addressed. And here's the hatchway going outside. Again, it looks like a new hatchway. Okay, so we're good. So all in all, not a bad gig.
All right, so that was pretty interesting, and it turned a couple things about this particular property is, let me just get back to where I was. So here we go. And from current slide. Okay. So what I found out about this is Lou did this for one of our students, and took. Okay, can you hear me again? Sorry. Hi, can you hear me? I'm hoping.
Yes, can hear you.
All right, cool. So Jimmy, we were recording this, so I'm hoping that you can hear us again, but if you can't, we have the recording on this. So sorry, what I was saying is, I'm sorry, I have a headset that keeps coming and going. So let me pull this up here. So what I was saying is that the student found out that it called down to City Hall, and City Hall confirmed that this house is in an historic district. And so instead of putting siding, he would actually have to treat and paint it, which will cost a little bit more money for that. The renovation would be about $50,000 to $55,000. And what ended up, and one person was trying to get a mortgage, couldn't get a mortgage, so it actually ended up auctioning off. So, but that, if you're a platinum student, you get to have Lou walk through a property with you and give you as much advice as possible. Now, we're going through, like, why do you want to have a coach? So I'm going to handle a couple things here. So how about, oops, help, I made a mistake. So we've had a couple times when people have put something under contract and they realize they made a mistake about it. One time, and this is one case, this is a before and after on this property. Here's the before on the basement, and then the after turned out really, really nicely. They'd done a whole lot of work, but Paul had put this property under negotiation. Everything was signed a contract and everything, and then as he's driving home, he realized that there was going to be up to $30,000 more work than he had expected. $30,000. It was so he called his coach, Joanne, and they were on the phone for a long time because Joanne wanted to uncover what was the motivation of the seller and why was she selling, and what did she need with the money, and all these different kinds of questions. So they went back and forth, and then Paul took all of her coaching and went back very, very humbly and talked to the seller and was somehow able to enroll her in rewriting that contract for $30,000 less. Incredible, just incredible. Now, if you didn't have a coach that was trained in negotiations, he would have broke even, or he might have even lost money because he was going to do it anyway because that was his promise. But this way, he actually made money, and he actually sold it in 4 days. There was somebody right down the street that had been watching this property, and he sold it over Christmas. So congratulations. We also had another case where somebody had put something under contract and it wasn't going to work out, and she was able to call Lou and figure out what escape clause she could use, even though she didn't see one in the beginning. So we hope that you don't make mistakes. We hope that you do your due diligence, and we do teach you a lot about doing your own due diligence. But from time to time, things happen, so hopefully we can undo something before it happens. Now, a lot of people come to us and say, you know what, I wish I found you first. I signed up for this other coaching program. They told us to find our local RIA, and so I did, and now I already have that other coaching program. What should I do? Well, we deal with that a lot. And here's something that Linda and Jeff has shared. They've completed, before they did CT RIA's Fast Track Team Coaching, they completed 2 other coaching programs by well-known names before connecting with CT RIA. And it says this: although other coaching programs do offer online support or help phone lines, it doesn't compare to the one-on-one live discussions with the coaches. Since then, I think they've done up to 10 rehabs right now, all in Fairfield County. And being able to, it's just an advantage because we're local. We know how to pronounce the names of the towns in this area. We can refer you to contractors. We can refer you to attorneys. We understand the laws in this area. We can connect you with other people. So if we don't know something specifically, we can connect you with other people. And so we find this over and over and over again. There's another guy, his name is Eric, and I don't have a slide from him right now, but Eric, same thing. He had participated in another program. His wife didn't want him to sign up for another program because he really hadn't made any money. And they only told him one strategy: how to lowball the other person. Well, we teach you how to make low offers, of course, but we also teach you how to negotiate and how to get owner financing and how to use private money. And so because he learned those negotiations, he immediately, within 3 months, had 2 properties under contract. One with private money from people he worked with, and one with almost 100% owner financing. So there's just a way that we teach things that really simplify, and that's the other thing that I find is that the way we put our materials together is really simple to follow. You can do A plus B plus C equals D, whereas many other programs, because they're so far away, I think, they give you homework that may not help you make any offers. So we want to get you there. Now, what if you have no money and bad credit? Well, I'm not saying this gentleman had no money or bad credit, but I want to give you some examples of what you can do if you don't have any money and you have bad credit. So this is a friend of mine, Mike, who since the program has acquired over 40 units with 95% owner financing. That's a lot. And his very first deal was a 6-family from a guy who was 91 years old. And as you can see here, the first thing the real estate agent told him was, sorry, no owner financing. So he didn't do that. He says, look, I don't even know if I want the property. How about if I just go look at it? And he followed our strategy for 3 visits before making an offer. He had built that rapport, and he talked to myself, and then he talked to Joanne all the way up there, and he was able to negotiate 95% owner financing. The 5% balance was creative financing. He borrowed some small amount of money from a friend of his, plus he sold a bunch of stuff that he had in his house to have enough money to make all that happen. Now, what if I have money but I don't want to spend it? I think that's most of us. Well, this woman, she was sitting in class, and all of a sudden, I think I'm very entertaining in class, but she was saying she was surfing Craigslist, and she found this deal, and she it's 3 condos in a very nice complex, 55-plus complex, and this gentleman was trying to get rid of them, and many people had seen this deal, many people, and nobody could figure out how to buy them because he was asking too much. And again, she got on the phone with Joanne, and then Joanne told her what questions to ask. Then she would go back to the owner, ask him questions, and this went back and forth from the student to the coach to the owner, back and forth, even on Christmas Day. The bottom line is she was able to buy these 3 condos, no money down. She was able to make payments over time to pay his past debts. And now they're owned free and clear. And by the way, when she got them, they were fully rented and did not require any rehabbing. So here's someone she only had to bring like $1,800 to the closing. Now, we also, again, teach a lot about seller financing. So this is another example of not having to spend any of your own money. These were 3 duplexes side by side. There was a little sign that says for rent by owner, and our student called on them and was able to negotiate a 96% seller financing. She also negotiated reduced payments for 6 months because they were only 50% occupied. Now they're fully occupied. And recently her tenants even sent her a bouquet of flowers. When was the last time that happened to you? And this is what she also learned, because Joanne promised this, but she didn't really believe it the first year. But she actually paid, I'm going to show this, buy real estate, hold a lot of it, and on her Schedule E, she got this amount of depreciation. And because she got this much of depreciation on those 3 buildings, whatever taxes her husband paid into the, with a regular W-2 holding, they're getting that completely back. So isn't that amazing? So that's one more advantage of owning rental properties. Now, you may say, well, look, I'm brand spanking new. Can I really make money in this real estate gig? Well, I love talking about this guy, Dana, because Dana's a pilot and very straightforward kind of guy, and he started coming to CT RIA, didn't know anything, and he joined CT RIA and then joined the coaching program, and very quickly he found this 3-family house on an auction site. He bought it with financing from his longtime friend and now business partner, and then they got rid of the old tenants, brought new tenants in, they fixed it all up, cash flowed a lot, then they refinanced everything. He paid off his private lender, and since then he bought a portfolio of 3 more buildings, so I think they have over 21 units now, and he was brand spanking new. So, on the other hand, you may say, well, I know a lot about real estate, I've been doing it for years, or I did it 10 years ago, or I did it 20 years ago, and I want to come back into the market. What will having a coach do for me? Well, Julie, here's a before and after picture of Julie's kitchen that she just did. If you notice here, see how small that window is, and see how big the opening now is to the living room, I believe, and so really beautiful. But last year, she and her business partner, between the 2 of them, did 7 rehabs last year. When she came to us, she had already been through another coaching program. She was already rehabbing. But she was finished up with 2 properties, and one of them just wasn't selling. I had her show me her staging. We rearranged her staging, and then I stayed in touch with her. She was like shocked that I would call her to say, well, has it sold yet? Has it sold yet? But that's what we do. We follow up with you to make sure you're going to sell it. Since that one project, she learned her lesson, found a stager through us, has found her business partner through us, found private lending through us, and now she's on a roll. And her houses now sell usually within 2 weeks. Incredible. So if you already have experience, we can take what you're already doing and tweak it, help you make better cash flow if you have rental properties, help you improve your business systems if you're doing rehabbing or wholesaling, and just make a whole lot more money and have a lot more fun. Bottom line is in coaching, you're going to develop leads, you're going to create friendships, you'll share contractors, you'll share information about materials bargains. In other words, we're really like a mastermind. It's a really great family. And so I want to share this. There's a wholesaler in town, and he always sends me his leads, and this lead was in the territory of Liz and Ray, and I sent it to them. Now, this is before and after kitchen on this one. This one house sold in 8 hours. 8 hours. They made $40,000 profit because they were in the coaching program, I knew them, and I sent them a lead. That happens more than once from myself, from Joanne, from Lou, because we're always in the field. We can't buy everything, so we share them with you. Save money and time. So over and over and over again, that walkthrough that Lou does with you is incredible. This is Bill and his daughter Rachel, and he had bought this 2-family house before he got into coaching, and it was just sitting there because there was so much work to be done. He didn't know how to handle it. So Lou walked through it and said, really? You don't have to do all the work that you were saying. In fact, one of the units was almost ready to go. So because of that, he saved over $10,000 on that one rehab, plus he had the confidence to finish it, put tenants in there, refinance it, and do it all over again. Since then, he and his daughter have been doing multiple deals, and he's, he'll be able to retire from his working job very, very soon. So hopefully that gives you some ideas of why you want to being a coach. And let's just see here. And so I wanted to share with you, and I'm open for questions, by the way. If you have any questions about specific real estate transactions, anything you want to say, just send them over, text them over. But I want to walk you through what we can offer you through the Connecticut RIA Freedom and Cashflow Fast Track Coaching Program. You've already seen some of it, but so these are just some of the manuals that we give you as part of being in the coaching program. These are an apartment owner's manual, how to handle closings, how to how to walk through a property, how to estimate repairs, how to negotiate with none of your own money, how to manage your properties, how to screen for tenants, all of that. So this is what our people report. They get more time, more money, more confidence, turn more leads into more deals, get bigger profits, and have a fast track to success. And, of course, this is what we all want, freedom. Live your life on your terms. So the basis of this is that we give you 8 special live classes. Each class is designed to give you about 60 to 70% of new information, from marketing to deal analysis, seller negotiation like nobody else out there teaches it, no money down techniques, how to walk through a property, how to estimate repairs, how to work with contractors, how do you go through a closing, what are the numbers all involved, how do you work with your attorney, everything. And then the other part of it is students bring in their deals, and then we analyze them right there in the classroom. So you get to learn from each other. In fact, there was one time someone was buying a house in a historic district, and she really wanted this historic pink tile for the bathroom. And we had a vote in the class, and they said, no, you cannot use pink anymore. Fortunately, a stager was there, and the stager was able to give her some colors that would work in the historic palette, but would be also much more modern than pink. Bring your deals. We're going to analyze them right there. And we just cover so much more. Every class is different. In fact, we have students that repeat the classes over and over and over again because every time you show up, you'll hear something new. So now if you're a platinum student, you get lifetime membership in the Connecticut Real Estate Investors Association. You get instant credibility just being at any level of coaching. You're recognized as the expert, and you will start having deals come to you. People will come to you and say, hey, what about this? What about that? You'll get up-to-date training and development from world-class educators at all of our meetings. And it's really, CTRIA is the place to meet your team, private lenders, and to find deals. Then I show you a deal attraction system, which I give you the 12 most effective deal attractors. Marketing on a shoestring, so free and some that you can spend some money on, up to 30% response. So that what this does, this is online and offline marketing, and this allows you to cherry pick the most profitable deals. You know, right now the Connecticut market is really heating up, and there's more and more competition. So you want to avoid that competition by finding deals that nobody else knows about. And if you do what we tell you to do, you're going to do that. It's going to allow you to negotiate from a place of power, because if you're not going to buy this person's deal, you'll just buy somebody else's. You're going to get deals within 7 days or less, and you can either wholesale them or keep them. We also give you a legal library. Now, of course, we're not attorneys and we're not accountants, but we do give you a whole group of samples of contracts, checklists, and forms for all kinds of things. Apartment leases, tenant screening forms, contractor contracts, no money down and creative financing purchase contracts, and we'll show you how the settlement statement works so that you make sure you don't leave any money on the table. As I told you, these are some of the manuals that we give you. We're always creating new blueprints and checklists. In fact, I'm in the middle of redoing one of our spreadsheets. And then as I talk to you, we'll walk you through, as a group, we'll walk you through a house. Can you imagine if you had Lou to walk through, and he's been doing this for 30 years. He's probably inspected over 900 units alone. And over 30 years, he's coming up with solutions over and over and over again. So he's going to show you what you can renovate and what you can postpone if it's an apartment. He'll show you where you really need to spend your money and where you don't need to spend your money. You know, we just walked through a two-family house that he had done, and we were all surprised because all of the doorknobs and other brassware was still in gold. And now everybody's doing brushed nickel. He said, look, it was in this neighborhood, we didn't need to spend it. And he was right. That property sold incredibly quickly. So we want you to spend the money on what things you need to spend your money on and move on. Then, of course, we're going to share with you success stories from other students. I break it down for you because our students are incredibly generous in sharing before and after photos and how they found the property and how they financed it, any mistakes that they made, so we can all learn from that, and you get to learn from that. And then you get to talk to your coach. So gold and platinum, you get a one-on-one call with your coach every other week. Platinum gets it for 12 months. Gold gets it for 6 months. Every other week, you're on the phone one-on-one with us. Plus, you have unlimited deal review via email, and we'll also jump on the phone if we need to. In fact, today I was just coaching somebody on how to make an offer on something. You get, well, we say 2 emergency 911 calls, but the truth of the matter is we're pretty much at your beck and call. We will do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. And we'll do on your platinum, we'll do a virtual or actual walkthrough of your deal. So you send us all the photos, we'll walk you through it. As I've already shown you and have many, many more examples, we save you thousands upon thousands of dollars. And sometimes the best advice we can give you is run. Do not make an offer on this property. There will be another one for you, I promise. And then we can go over the numbers on your closing to make sure that's all set. So it's hard to put a number on this, but if you've been to any other programs, you know that this type of program will cost you anywhere between $25,000 and $50,000. So we do have 3 different options. Silver gets you into all 8 classes. We meet every other week in Meriden from 6 to 9 on Wednesday nights. We'll be going through we start in March and we'll go through June. And then the gold program is 6 months with the one-on-one calls, and the platinum 12 months and a property walkthrough and supervising your closing. You must be accepted into this program. Okay, you have to be accepted into the program because space is very limited. There's only 3 coaches, Joanne, Lou, and myself. I'm an expert at marketing. Joanne is expert at negotiation and making offers, and Lou is expert at all the construction things. Actually, all of us are experts at lots of things, but that's kind of what you're going to use them for. There's only 3 of us, and we are all active investors, so we can only take on so many people. This is where you're going to fill out the application. We start next week on the 22nd, so you're going to want to fill this out. ctriacoachingprogram.com/application. Okay? ctreacoachingprogram.com/application. Actually, if you go to CT REA Coaching Program, you'll see all kinds of information there. And then 100% guarantee. If you attend the first class and it's not what you expected, we're happy to give you your money back. But after that, we're counting on you. We're committed to you. You're committed to us to be successful. A couple other bonuses for Platinum. We'll walk you through Lowe's so you can see what products Lou likes to buy. And also Lowe's will share us what materials they have to offer. And then you can use their ordering system to help them out. And this way you can have your system going so your contractor is not going to spend and waste time and money because you've already been very clear about your scope of work, about what materials you want in your building. We're also going to show you how to give tenants a champagne apartment on a beer budget. No money down blueprint, as I've talked about. This I could talk to you for hours about. In fact, we do. We have 2 full sessions on no money down deals, all the different strategies for doing that. Believe me, in this area, you're going to need that because our price points are much higher than other parts of the country. So you're going to need the no money down owner financing thing. As I explained, we'll walk through the property with you. We'll walk through your closings. Again, we're not attorneys, but we'll look at your numbers and say, hey, you missed something. You have the coaching calls that we talked about. So it's incredible. It's an incredible program. The kind of attention that we give to you is just amazing. I can't think of any other program out there. So look, there's a couple more things I want to offer to you. We want you to have access to the best, and I've done my best to find the tools that you will need to make sure that you can start making offers right now. So here's a couple things. Again, Platinum lasts an entire year, and you can repeat our classes as often as you want to. And then we give you a private money course because you're going to want to borrow money from people, and we want you to make sure you know what the legals, what you have to do legally to make that happen. So this is a program normally sold online for like $697, and it gives you all the forms. It also gives you a PowerPoint that you can adjust for your own credibility package. So immediately you have credibility, you have the forms that you need, and you can start asking people for money. We'll also give you an LLC created by our own attorney, Gary Levine. Articles of organization, the operating agreement, you just have to pay for your state filing fees. So this is incredible value of at least $595, actually a lot more. Then you have a choice. If you like online techie things, I've worked with Cameron Dunlap, and he gives you leads of motivated sellers and cash buyers. He also has a system that will automate your business. Already our people using their vacant house buyer leads to generate leads of properties that they want to buy. Or you can get this course from Dr. Al Lowry, a good friend of mine, and of Joanne and Lou. He's one of the first people to ever organize all this education so that we can train you, and brilliant at creative financing. So you get this course, buying real estate foreclosures, real estate financing, government auctions, more and more and more. So all of that is over $3,733 in bonuses just to get you started right away. So the new class starts on March 22nd. If you have a schedule conflict, don't worry about that. Just let me know. We'll figure it out. So I want you to think about this. If all this system did was give you confidence to make offers, just one more offer, if it allowed you to turn one lead into a money-making profit, converted just one tenant into a paying tenant, it increased your rents, helped you negotiate one owner finance deal, would this be worth it? If so, I really want you, I want you to take a chance with us. Send an email to membership@CTREA with any questions that you might have. And then I want to show you the website right here. If you go to CTREA Coaching, I think I said it wrong before, sorry, ctreacoaching.com, right there. And when you go here, you take a few minutes to read through this. There's the overview, what we cover, the tuition. We have 3 different levels of programs, the platinum bonuses, and then here's how you apply for the program. It doesn't take that long. And then testimonials. These are, we don't make up any of these, by the way. We don't pay anybody to give us testimonials. These are real people. Of course, I can't promise that you're going to have the same success. But over and over and over again, the people that take action and follow up with what we suggest and do the homework, they are having incredible stories of success. Here's some more success stories that you might want to look at. And then, of course, you could pay online or call our office at 860-265-4414. So I'll open it now up for any questions at all. Is there anybody that has any questions that you might want to type into there? I'm not seeing any right now. Nicole, do you have any questions?
No, none on my end.
Well, you kind of know us inside and out. So, so hopefully this was useful. You know, that video that of Lou walking through a property, that most people would pay hundreds of dollars for that. And this can help you walk away from a dog, or, you know, we make the most money when properties look really, really, really ugly, but don't cost that much to fix. And so if you have an expert that can second guess you on your deals, you'll be able to make more offers and things like that. So thanks so much for joining me, and I hope to see all of you in the program. And Nicole, you talk to many of our students and members. Is there anything you want to say about why people are being in the coaching program, or any results that people have said that you wanted to share about?
I did want to mention one thing first, is I take all the calls for CT-RIA, and I hear very, very often how they wish, and Linda mentioned this already, how they wish they'd heard about us first before they spent lots and lots of money on coaching programs when we offer this for a fraction of the amount. It breaks my heart because they could have gotten much more for, the smaller amount that they would spend to be in our program. And I do hear all the positive, the people call and telling me, how they're making money and they couldn't believe it. They just are able to do it, and they're just, the average American citizen that can invest, and how much they've gotten out of it. So it's a great program. I've learned from it too. So
great.
So,
thank you so much.
Invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself, exactly. All right, so, we're available to you. Send an email to membership@ctria.com or visit ctriacoaching.com, and we're here for you, and space is limited, so please get your applications in as soon as possible so we can finalize who's coming in there. And, by the way, if you haven't taken the Real Estate 101 program, you'll be able to participate with that as one of the manuals also. So we look forward to having you in the program. Thanks so much for joining us, and have a great night.